Welcome back to What's Now. We are continuing to focus on business and employees and their happiness. It turns out that workplace recognition is essential and more important than you would think. I recently had a conversation about this with an individual from Gallup and someone from Workhuman. Let's take a look.
Everyone loves a gold star or pat on the back, but a new study by Workhuman and Gallup indicates that formal recognition, that good job and way to go, may carry more weight for workers than managers realize. As Gen Z enters the workforce en masse, experts say they expect more recognition. Here to discuss this survey and what the new workplace recognition looks like are Dr. Meisha-Ann Martin, Senior Director of People Analytics and Research at Workhuman, and Ed O'Boyle, Global Practice Leader at Gallup. Thank you both of you for being here today. How are you?
Great. Thank you for having us.
Doing well. Thanks for asking.
Dr. Martin, let's start with you. Tell us about workplace recognition and why it is important in today's work environment.
Absolutely. So let's start out by talking about what that looks like. It's more than a gold star. It's more than a pat on the back. It's being specific about what you appreciate about each of your employees and what you appreciate about their unique talents, their unique capabilities, their unique contributions to your organization. So it should feel robust and authentic, and it should be a meaningful experience for employees. Now, this is always important. Universally, humans love to be appreciated, and good things happen when humans are appreciated. But it is especially important right now as we are working differently than we ever have before. So due to us working virtually, we're interacting less in that informal way that we're used to. We're not running into each other as much and having these, out of meeting conversations. And as a result, those bonds between coworkers may be weakening. Now, appreciation and recognition is a really powerful way to reignite and strengthen those bonds. We find that when people feel appreciated, they also feel more connected to their colleagues and more connected to the company culture overall.
How can recognition or lack thereof affect employees?
It's a tale of two workplaces, right? So if you don't feel appreciated, you're coming to work, you feel like the organization doesn't really know who you are, appreciate who you are and what you bring to the table, and you're kind of phoning it in. You're not very engaged. You're not motivated to perform, and that's not really somewhere you want to stay. Like, there are no bonds there. However, when you're having a recognition experience that is robust, you feel like you're authentically appreciated for who you are and what you do. Not only do you feel more connected to your coworkers and colleagues, as I mentioned before, but you're also more engaged. So you're motivated to give of your best to this organization. You perform better. And because your organization feels like a community to you, it's not somewhere that you want to leave. So we see that people who feel appreciated are far less likely to be looking for a job in another organization.
And what were the significant findings from the Workhuman survey?
The most significant finding to me is the impact recognition has on somebody's broader life. So it not only positively impacts your work experience, people who are being recognized and appreciated are much more likely to say they're thriving overall. So that means showing up in a better and more positive way for your family and for your friends. However, unfortunately, we also tend to see that people are having different recognition experiences. So Blacks and Hispanics are more likely to say that they don't feel like the recognition they receive is authentic or equitable, which is so unfortunate, right? The other part of this finding is that when organizations get those two things right, when they give authentic and equitable recognition to Black and Hispanic employees, it has a bigger impact on their overall life compared to their white counterparts. So big inclusion implications here in terms of recognition.
Mr. Boyle, in the survey findings, why do workers want to blur the lines between work and home life?
Yeah, and the blurring between work and life, I'm not sure that we want to or we have to. And so in this great work experiment that both employers and employees are going through, a couple of things that we've discovered. The first one is that When we ask employees, less than 1 in 4 strongly agree that their organization cares about their well-being. But when they do, those employees are far less likely to be looking for another job. Inside of this survey, one of the things that we discovered is that there's 3 different types of recognition that we can be giving and receiving from each other inside of the workplace. The first one is recognition for great work, which we've already talked about. The second one is work milestones and those anniversaries and other key events that happen inside of the workplace. And then the third one is how we connect our work and life together, which is recognizing people for life events, things that are happening in your life. It could be as simple as getting a new home or buying a new car or having a big event like a 5K or a 10K run. And when we asked employees in the survey whether or not their organizations were delivering life event recognition, only 15% agreed. So there's a big opportunity to improve that. And what you get when you do that is phenomenal. You get much higher levels of engagement, which means people are going to be more productive and courageous in solving the problems that your organization is facing. You're going to get people who are much higher in their overall well-being as measured through their thriving lives. And then you're also going to drastically reduce the amount of turnover. So when you think about this, in our control is how we say thank you to each other and recognize each other for events and life stages. And we can do that without worrying about everything that's happening around us and have an impact on each one of our workers and our own lives.
Yeah, it's so interesting, all these findings for employers and employees alike. Where can we find more information?
You can find more information on the Workhuman website. We're doing research on recognition all the time. So go to workhuman.com, workhuman.com, and go to the resources section, and you'll be able to access all our research there, including this newest Gallup report.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Meisha-Ann Martin and Ed O'Boyle, for joining us today. Really appreciate this important information about workplace recognition and more. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for having us.
Have a great day. Thank you.